grabando octubre 2 del año 2020. El tiempo ahorita son 4 minutos después de las 3 de la tarde. Estoy haciendo este video and I'm talking in Spanish, and I can speak Spanish and English, but I'm making this video on response to the nonsense hearing of October 1st at 1:30 at the magistrate court in Belen, the kangaroo court. We're going to call it the supermarket court, because this is a court where all transactions are commercial. So as long as you are not engaged on the road to make business, and no police has jurisdiction. And they do it all the time. They are so used to it. So, for the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga was hijacked on mid-July of 2019. And I have the video. I'll be posting the video here because we secure every single piece of evidence. Juan Lawrence Gusardo, batch number 434, and I will double check on that. I believe it's 434, yes, it's gotta be. I have it here someplace, but it's the only Lawrence Gusardo involved in this case. It's an agent from the state police. His argument was that I was coming too fast in this and a series of false and bogus accusations. As you can see on the video that is going to be posted as forensic evidence, I had to ask him to refrain from using violence. This is a violent individual displaying a deadly weapon in the commission of a crime. I explained that he had no jurisdiction over people. The only reason he existed on the road is for those who engage in commerce, and that I did not. I'll say it again, did not engage in commerce. At which point, if he was someone who is capacitated or well-trained in the job, he should have stopped. He went to the academy. But he never stopped. To the contrary, he was hitting the automobile. I was in private conveyance. I am not a driver. I don't drive for a living. Drivers get paid to drive. I commute in my private conveyance, which is different. When you're being in transit, you are commuting. When you're being in traffic, then you're trafficking with something, and I don't traffic. He had to contact his supervisor, and his supervisor probably told him to let me go, and I have the video. They left. No citations. Now, as the record shows, I was landing in the island of Cuba while this trespasser was filing charges in Belen. 4 citations, not signed. None of them has signature. So I'm wondering, how is it, Judge, that you can enforce an unsigned contract? Contract law is contract law. But you don't have a contract and you got nothing. You don't have absolutely anything in regard to any case against anyone, especially one of the people. Corporations are corporations, and the corporate law only applies to corporations. And we've gone over this in a few times. But I'm going to read this document that I sent you, Judge. For the Honorable John R. Chavez, and to the Clerk of the Inferior Court, file on demand under Title 28 U.S.C. Section 1631. It was filed on November 4, 2019, and the court case number is M60MR201900267. And we wrote, edition. The use of a fictitious plaintiff makes this action a fiction and affords no power to this lower court for any action where no judiciable issues presented to the lower court through pleadings. And I'm going to read you the law. This is Ligon versus Williams, 264-3-IPP-3RD-701637, November Echo 633, First District in 1994. Now, Judge, this is a standing decision by the Superior Court, by the Supreme Court for the United States. How can you, a magistrate in a supermarket court, a kangaroo court, without any jurisdiction over the people, do not know this part? It shows. If you knew, Judge, is willful tort. Of malpractice. If you didn't know, Judge, and then it's negligence. But in both cases, you're done. You're done. And then we wrote that as instance, the order herein hereby the sovereign secure party, notary witness, postmaster, diplomat. Anybody could understand those words again, and I'm going to read them to you in second grade level. So let's see if you can make up what I'm reading, okay? Because obviously you didn't. As instance, the order herein hereby the sovereign secure party, notary witness, postmaster, diplomat, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga. And we have a number here, Judge, for you, in case you didn't see it, or maybe you need glasses, or you didn't put on your glasses when you read this document, is UCC 1-308, comma, 1-103, comma, 0.6, and 109. We continue to read that this vacation of this order or this matter under Title 17 U.S.C., if you go look at it, I'm quite positive you'll find it. If you're capable of looking for it successfully, you will read it. But if you read it and try to understand, then you know what we meant on this document. For a particular reason, we could not send you the whole thing. But we send this Title 17 U.S.C. for the failure of this false claim, Judge. This Lawrence Gusardo comes to you with a bunch of papers that they told him that if he don't issue any tickets, he will be out of a job. So he goes out there and issues tickets, regardless. And he brings them to you, Judge, and he says, here, I got this claim. I stopped this one federal judge. I hijacked him. I couldn't give him tickets because I didn't know what to do. He told me he did not engage in commerce, the law didn't apply. He requested my insurance, my registration. Hey, he's a cop. He's supposed to be insured. He's a driver. He's supposed to have a driver's license. I'm not a driver. He's asking for a driver's license. Well, you know, I'm not a driver. The answer is I don't. I am not a driver. So, question for this officer Gusardo: if I'm a pilot, if I'm not a pilot, am I supposed to have a pilot's license? Well, this is what you were asking. Let me see driver's license. This is like you sounded like this is all they told you at the academy. A license, insurance, registration. License, insurance. It's like you know. I am not supposed to give you one. I am not required to have one. I'm simply exercising my right to travel. That on itself shall be enough for you to stop the harassment, the abuse, the kidnapping, the damage, the rape, the torture, and everything that me and my family have been through for the past 1 year just because of your negligence. I don't know if you have a father, but if you had a father, would you like for somebody to do that to your father or to your father's judge? Yesterday on the hearing, I was put on mute. That's a clear violation of the First Amendment, Judge. And if you are a judge, you should know it. Oh, you need to appear telephonically. Okay. And the minute you appear telephonically, a few seconds later, we're going to mute you. Because I have forensic evidence. This is what you did. And that's why I'm making this video. See if we can show the world that we speak in a fashion that it is understandable, and we have documentation. So I give the order that for the failure of this false fraud claim charge is with the vacation of the order of this false fraud case charge, indictment. By the lack of authorization for the relief in a civil claim 12b6 with the non-compliance is with the issue of a bench warrant for the arrest of all trespassers. That on itself, Judge, it should have been enough for you to say, you know, I think we made a mistake. Besides, I'm looking over here, UCC 1-308. If you don't know what that means, Judge, you need to go to the library and read it. It's obvious you didn't even have a clue. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce is a special master in common law. Culto, erudito, instruito, sapiente. Faculté de la vie, sestu y que vi. For the all capital name. Honorable member of the National Red Cross and the Military Welfare Service. I traveled the world in aid of the sick and wounded of the world's military, and I'm a veteran. First registered in 1968. Voluntary. I'm protected by the Geneva Four Conventions, Judge. Of August 13, 1949. And Protocol 1 of June 8, 1977. And you were advised about it. And you did not stop. And this document here was sent to you via notary witness knowledge. and it was filed on this Superior Court on November 3rd of 2019. November 3rd. Similar document is one of this, and the first time, and the first document like this went out to you via fax, and it was filed in your court. We have that document here in August 13th on 2019. August 13th. We send you we send you a document that says notice to all parties listed on attachment 1. With the failure to withdraw, to withdraw immediately, is with the $50,000 fine per day, Judge. And is dated August 12, 2019. And enter on effect on August 17, 2019. And it was not refuted. This is a maritime contract that you enter. We gave you the opportunity to withdraw because we figure you are knowledgeable. We figure you are professional. We figure we're dealing with the law, so we're going to go and do things the way they're supposed to be done. Did you stop? No, Judge. You didn't stop. And we have this document, and this is the stamp for your court. Isn't it, Judge? Received? Filed? And this is the document that I just read you, Judge. And then we have a document where you receive the same document via certified mail, Judge. Magistrate Court. Now, this is forensic evidence of willful malpractice. This is a terrorist attack. I gather you're from the military, you're a colonel. This is all you can be? When you are a colonel, you should know the law. And you know the rules, Judge. In the military, the fastest way to do away with you is because you didn't follow procedure. I'm a general. And it is on the record, Judge. I just read a rogatory letter that should be enough in any country to have them stop. This is the way to identify. This is the way to do things and say, hey, this is what you're doing wrong. And it's usually the way that it is done successfully. I have done it for years in behalf of the dismissing of a wrongful action. Well, it took 3 letters for you, Judge, and you still didn't stop. 3 letters, because the first one went out, filed, the second one was on the fax, and the third one went out to you through the Secretary of State. In a presentment. Now, Judge, in August 13 of 2019, we sent you on a triple objection. It's a religious objection, if you didn't know it or you're not familiar with. A religious objection has to be well respected because it is a triple objection and it is religious. And we said, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga of the Alonso family, one of the people domiciled in New Mexico territory, Judge, not on the corporate New Mexico. 2 different things. Corporate New Mexico territory. So we are outside your boundaries. I'm a plenipotentiary federal postal judge, and I'm presiding in this court of record. We responded with a lawful notification to those involved in this case. to the people of the state of New Mexico at all. Wrongdoer, trespasser, A. To the New Mexico Police Citation Officer Agency, Lawrence Gusardo. Officer name by Prosecutor Attorney Gusardo. New Mexico State Police District 5, Law Enforcement Officer Lawrence Gusardo, 2501 Carlisle Boulevard Northeast, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87110. Wrongdoer, trespasser B. And he places himself as a prosecuting attorney. The guy is not even a lawyer. Neither are you, Judge. You're not a lawyer. You don't know what you're doing. You're being given a place. You've been appointed. You're not even voted. You don't have certificate of authority. You don't have certificate of authorization. You don't have an oath that satisfies the Article 6 of the Constitution, Judge. You are in violation of Title 4, Section 101, and in violation of 1 Stat 23, Page 1, Section 1. Jesús-Arriaga, the county of the clerk, destroying documents, sending documents, not receiving documents. What kind of third world dictatorship do you live on? Es en Belén, Judge. I didn't know that you were a dictator in Belén. The law says that you shall allow your brother to defend himself in the Bible. Yesterday I was closed the microphone, and before I was told that Philip Romero, county clerk of the 13th Judicial District Court judge, has said, do not receive any more papers from this individual. I'm not an individual. I'm one of the people, and I'm a federal judge. And I have jurisdiction throughout the world, Judge. You don't. You're a supermarket judge that has not even the ability to try a fact. You're not even assistant prosecutor. And the guy that you have as prosecutor is an imposter. The guy is not even a lawyer. What kind of game are you playing with the people, Judge? And I had a lot of time observing this cop over there on the parking lot from Wells Fargo. Is this how you operate? The bank says, oh yeah, I let you stake out from my parking lot. And before I knew it, he's on my tail telling me that I was speeding. I can go 150 miles in my Porsche, Judge. I've been 135 in my Porsche, in my 911. I have 3 of them. And there is no limit for the people. There is limit for the commercial vehicles. Yes, I'm not going to argue with the limit. The limit is for the commercial vehicles only, not for the people. You can go as fast as you want if the situation requires it. So as long as you don't infringe on anybody's rights and you don't hurt anybody. Now, since we are talking about that, where is the damaged party, Judge? What kind of jurisdiction are you operating under now that we have time to talk? I knew this day will come someday, and I'm doing it through the magic of this video because this video is going to be posted on the public. You're on the public eye, Judge. You're a public servant on the public eye in the commission of a crime. I have all the documents I need, Judge. I'm sentencing you today. And I'm sentencing you to life imprisonment because you did not have any right. You were told you've caused harm, hardship. You've hurt my family. And you've hurt me. Just on August 31st, Judge, you ordered my kidnapping and I placed the ransom. You ordered to be paid $1,000. Where is the money, Judge? Did you put it in your pocket? Did you return it? Where is my $100 that I had to go pay to get bailed out when there is not even a crime that I have ever committed? And you were told that in the first instance that you kidnapped me, Judge. You ordered my kidnapping when I went to the courtroom in good faith to inform you that you were dealing with one of the people. You call me Mister. I said, for the Honorable Jesús-Arriaga once is not a Mister. And you ordered me to take the stand. I said, I'm not under your jurisdiction. I will not take your stand. And then you say, I will execute the warrant. This lawful notification, Judge, was written for you. I'm going to read it at second grade level, and I'm going to go slowly because I want these words to go through your mind, and I want you to know and understand, make sense on it. In this document we file, this is your stamp, Judge. You received this document. You're not going to say, oh, no, we never received anything, and this was sent to you. And it was filed. We sent you a lawful notification. And I'm going to read it for you. And then we send you the language requirements for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Bonce because of the disability to comprehend Babel. We don't Babel here. You use 5 languages altogether. You don't even know what you're talking. You don't speak English. You were told you speak English. You don't speak English, Judge. I can challenge you to an English lesson and you don't speak English. You don't speak proper English. I have analyzed your language, and I have requested that you identify all proper and correct parts of speech, but you have failed. You never gave me that document. I sent you my analysis. I'm a linguistic, and I can relate to certain words, and we're gonna go over this in a minute. So we requested that we stated that I have a disability to speak or read any fictitious languages, Judge, and that all your documents were written in incorrect parts of syntax grammar. Therefore, you were in violation of Title 18, Section 1001. The language is being distorted with the intention to extort. In order to have a playing field, Judge, we have to speak the same language. If I start speaking to you in a language that you don't speak, you'll be in a serious disadvantage. You do it to people every day, Judge. In that little kangaroo court of yours, where you claim you have jurisdiction. Tell me what kind of jurisdiction you operate under, Judge. If you honor the UCC, and I reserve my rights under the UCC 1-308, how can you deny that and then enforce the other side? You don't know what you're doing, Judge. This video is going to be forwarded to the Supreme Court of Justice. You are now sitting in front of 3 federal judges, 4-1 sui juris. If you know the term, if not, Google, learn, educate yourself, Judge. Learn the term sui juris. In the item 3, we got an exhibit A1, A2, 3, 4, A4, 4, 5, and 6, and forensic evidence of trespassing, and all of the resulting is an affidavit of truth. An affidavit of truth that is not challenged, Judge, stands as truth, and you never challenge because you couldn't challenge, Judge. Even if you went to the library and spent all day trying to find something different than what I had presented you with, you will have trouble challenging because I am an auditor. I am an auditor on Code of Banking Procedure. I'm a special master in common law and a federal postal judge sui juris. And then we send you the conclusion of law. I'm going to read it for you, and I'm going to read it for the world. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga of the Abonce family, plenipotentiary federal postal judge presiding on the Superior Court of Record in custody of the trespassing vessels listed on attachment 1, lower court case M60MR201900267, P.O. Box 2441, Los Lunas, New Mexico, XXXXX99-98. Find out what those numbers mean, Judge. The People's Exhibit A1, 1, A2, 2, A3, 3, and A4, 4, A5, 5, A6, 6, the lawful notification to all parties listed on attachment 1, page 4 of this lawful notification, dated on this 12th day of August of 2019. For the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce, hereinafter referred to as the Superior Court on its own motion for the record and on the record follows lawful notification to all parties listed on attachment 1. Are we on the same page, Judge? Or you want me to go slower? I'm reading second grade level, Judge. Lawful notification. Reference. Your oath affirmation requires you to protect my rights, to defend my rights. This letter is lawful notification that you are corresponding with one of the people of this United States. As one of the people, I was endowed with my Creator with certain unalienable rights. One of those rights being the right to defend my rights. It is important that you know, and understand that my Creator endowed rights are protected and guaranteed by the Constitution and the amendments specific the Bill of Rights. You took an oath, affirmation, to support and defend the Constitution, Judge, encompassing the amendments thereto. The United States Supreme Court has ruled that the state cannot diminish rights of the people, and this is a standing decision by the Supreme Court. Hurtado versus California 110.US 516. Where rights are secured by the Constitution are involved, there cannot be rule making or law or legislation which will abrogate them. And this is Miranda versus Arizona. This is the most famous case, Miranda versus Arizona, 384 US 346491. Consider this is my formal notification that all my rights must remain inviolate at all times. At no time I have ever given any delegation of authority to vote or to deprive me of any right to even diminish one of my rights. Not only do I forbid, but the Constitution forbids that it does not specifically grant to vote on any issue that will ultimately diminish one of my rights will be a crime against me. A violation of your oath affirmation to support the Constitution and will be considered warring against the Constitution. No state legislator or executive jurisdiction officer can against the Constitution without violation of the sovereign oath in support of it. Copper versus Aaron 358 U.S. Supreme Court 1181958. What part you did of this document you didn't understand, Judge? You went to judge school. You are a judge. You're sitting on the bench. You wear a black robe, Judge. And I read the law while you were sitting on the bench. Observing the many congressmen and women senators will lead to conclude they simply don't have the basic understanding and how their oath is their solemn binding commitment to support and protect the people's creator endowed rights. They do not possess the authority to tamper with the people's creators endowed rights, period. The oath actually forbids that the oath taker public servant from attempting to deprive or diminish the rights of the people of the very least you should be made aware of. Violating this oath is felony perjury. I wouldn't want to be a judge being told this and then continue, but you did, Judge. John R. Chavez, you did it intentionally, as the record shows. And it is time of the final judgment. I believe it's also important to you to know and understand that I have constitutional rights in the state and federal constitution and the respective bill declaration of rights. And if they were to vanish from the face of the earth tomorrow, I still have my protective rights today. I can only be disappointed of my rights, or if I am deprived of my ability to defend them, that the deprivation alone will be actionable under federal statutes known as Bivens action on violation of Title 18 U.S.C. Section 241 and 242, and is not for any government or any oath taker public servant determined for me that being permissible for to acquire and possess in order to defend my rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By this letter, notification is given that I will be monitoring a record and evaluating at any communications and actions by all parties specifics to this matter pursuant my creator endowed rights, secure and guaranteed by the federal constitution, and amendments specific of the Bill of Rights. Any oath taker, public servant operating as the federal government that will vote or otherwise attempt to diminish one of my rights, including the right to defend of my rights, and the modes, methods, and technology advanced tools on any day is determined to be directly assault upon an infringement of my constitutional guarantee and secure creator endowed rights. Should any infringement of my guarantee and secure rights occur at your part or by any other party with whom you claim affiliation, I will scrutinize said infringement. An injury therefore pursuant the federal statutes known as Bivens action and Title 18 violation of Section 241 and 242, at a minimum, I will proceed accordingly. Should there be anything in this notice that you lack understanding and that needs clarification, please respond within 21 days. The Superior Court is hereby set under the laws of the Republic. You never reply, Judge. I don't have anything on record. You fail. But you didn't stop either. And this is the contract that you enter. You are paying $50,000 per day since this claim started. And you enter into a maritime contract. Now you are into a contract. And now you are prosecutable for violation of protective rights under color of law that resulted on the bodily injury of the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga and the torture, the kidnapping, and the rape. All rights reserved. The court witness Court seal on this 12th day of August 2019. J. Jesús-Arriaga, Special Master in Common Law and Executor by an Authority. The Superior Court invites all defendants and their attorneys at law to write and serve an affidavit on all parties, which includes the findings of the facts and the conclusion of common law, no later than the second day of September 2019. Nobody replied. You didn't reply, Judge. You agreed to this, but you proceeded with the attack. Page 7 of 20, same book. Listed. The People State of New Mexico wrongdoers at all trespassers. A. New Mexico State Police Citation Officer Lawrence Gusardo. Office name by Prosecuting Attorney Gusardo. Law Enforcement Police Officer Lawrence Gusardo. 2501 Carlisle Boulevard, Northeast Albuquerque, New Mexico 87110. Wrongdoer trespasser. B. Prosecuting Attorney, and they were served as documents. Valencia County Magistrate Court on Belen, John R. Chavez, 961 West Castillo, Belenas. Everybody got served with these documents. Sherry Aragon, Clerk, Valencia County Magistrate Court, Belen, New Mexico, 901 Castillo, Belen, New Mexico, 87002. Wrongdoer trespasser, Echo. Now, for the language of the case, Judge, page 2, page 8, book 1 of 20, page 8 of 20 of book 1. For the language of the case, for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce, a Special Master in Common Law, a Forensic Investigator Team Director, P.O. Box 2441, Los Lunas, New Mexico. XXXXX99-98. Non-domestic with the United States. Diplomat. I'm not a domesticated person. I'm not a corporation. I'm a diplomat. I'm a federal judge. The Superior Court's disability to speak, write, or read Babel, nor any fictitious language, is with the requirements and its terminology pursuant Michael Swan Practical English Usage from the 3rd edition for students in 5th grade level and 2nd grade reading level in Part C, a syntax grammar with certification of doctor, grammatician, translator, and also faithful translation to equal requirements to Spanish language from Spanish to English, and by all means the strict consistency, Part C, syntax grammar in both languages. That's the language I speak, Judge. Item 1. Documentation of facts, finding on facts, and conclusion of law is also required. No clarifications required will result in violation of the language requirements. Item 2. For the Superior Court's language requirements, violation is with the $1 for the first violation and $2 for the second violation, 4 for the third, and A for the fourth, and so on. And none of your documents are compliant, Judge. You never comply. You discriminated against the language requirements. It's a disability. It is not honored. You have to honor the 1964 Disability Act. And it is clear that you didn't. All documentation in violation of the language requirements containing forensic evidence of such will be the People's Exhibit for the administration of the fees. All violations of the language requirements will constitute willful malpractice with intention to harm, and it will be proceeded accordingly. It is all required on this 12th day of August 2019 and effective immediately by the Superior Court. What part you didn't understand, Judge? A second grade kid can understand this, the language requirements. The court seal is witnessed by J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce, a Special Master in Common Law, Executor, Forensic Investigations Team's Director. Do I sound like I need a cheap lawyer, Judge? You make me feel like I just fell off a turnip truck, but believe me, someone else is really in that position, not the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce. I certify that a copy of the language for the case and the language requirements for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga Abonce was mailed on this 12th day of August 2019 to the trespassers responders listed on attachment 1 for the Honorable J. Jesús-Arriaga of the Abonce family. And then we have forensic evidence of your criminal summons, Judge. Criminal summons. After an extensive look at the vehicle code, none of the vehicle violations are crimes, and Lawrence Guzardo says it is a crime. He still has to prove that. And I'm gonna have to stop this for a minute.